Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. In today's video I'll be doing a mermaid drawing, or I don't know if I will be doing one or more, but you can just find a pen or a pencil and draw with me if you want to. Let's just get started. Okay, so I'm just going in with my red mechanical pencil and starting to draw a mermaid. I know that I haven't posted in a while, I'm really sorry for that, but it is really busy right now and I just wanted to post like a draw with me video with Mermay, of course, because I see that a lot of you guys really liked my previous video, so I just wanted to share one of my mermaid drawings with you. And I haven't really been keeping up with Mermay, and I know that's really sad to say when I made that whole video about explaining what Mermay is and how it works and like how you can get through it, and then I haven't really been participating myself, and so I'm really sorry for that. But here you get two drawings, one of a mermaid and one of a merman, and I just think that's kind of cool. And yeah, so this first one I'm doing is my original character. I'm not sure about her name, really. I can't really remember it, but she is one of my main characters. I've drawn her a lot, and I didn't really, I just think she looks a bit different than what I usually draw her. And I think that's just because I messed up on her ears. But, you know, it is fine. I kind of tried something new with her and I think she looks cool once I color her. And I'm really happy with that drawing. The second drawing that I drew, I'm not sure about because I'm not really good at drawing guys, as you probably know. I don't know what it is, I just find it really difficult and also like sort of new to me, because I feel like I like to draw girls because I like to do different fashion stuff and stuff like that. So I don't know, drawing guys just kind of gets boring for me, so I just tend to draw a lot of girls and play around with different clothes and hairstyles and stuff. I just find it more easy. I don't know if that's something you guys feel as well, but I also just tend to draw girls because like I'm a girl myself, so I feel like I know just what girls look like. I don't know, I feel like it is easier to draw girls. I always like to draw girls in like, I don't know why, I just think it is fun. I think a lot of people are like me, just like to draw girls better than boys. I don't know about you guys, I think it's really fun to challenge myself. I actually been drawing some portraits of some guys, which is quite shocking, or at least it is shocking to me. But I think I want to get some more practice in. So if you see some more drawings of boys on my channel, that's probably why, because I want to practice. So yes, but I'm just going in with my Copic multi-liner, or fine liner, call it whatever you want to. I like to call it a fine liner. And just going over what I did with my red pencil. And I think it looks kind of good. Sometimes I tend to mess up on the line art, which I know is kind of bad and also really sad. So I usually like to just sketch and then don't do line art, because I'm always afraid of smudging my line art or shaking when you do tiny details. But it went fine this time, and I just think that's really nice for me. So I am really happy with that. And I also drew like this jellyfish because the word for today was pet. And so she's saying hello to this guy, which I'm going to draw soon, and also this jellyfish. I think it is what you call it. Yes, it is a jellyfish, right? I'm not sure. But I am not really good at drawing animals, so I'm just glad that I drew one animal. And I think that is a good change for me. I also drew a sea star, if that's what you call it. And yeah, two animals. So I think that's enough for this prompt. I think a lot of the prompts for this year are really fun, they're also a bit difficult. There's some words where I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to draw on this day. So I think that's also why I haven't been so motivated to draw Mermaid, just because for the days that I have had time and just want to draw, I just don't want to draw a mermaid because I just don't feel inspired. And so I have been drawing other stuff. I have been drawing a lot with just ink and pens in general, just sketching with the blue ballpoint pen, which I think is really fun, and I might film a video on that one too, because it is really nice to draw with a ballpoint pen. And I find it a bit easier because you can't really erase your lines, so you have to just go with it, and then I don't spend as long on the drawing, or sometimes if I do really detailed stuff I will spend a long time, but I just think it looks so cool and just effortless or something. So that's just why I love ballpoint pens, and they're so easy. You can just carry one ballpoint pen with you everywhere, and most people have them. If you don't have them, you can buy one for cheap, or you can borrow one from a friend. And so I think it's just really accessible, and it makes for great results. So I really love that. And I have also been drawing in my new sketchbook, which you saw in my last video. So I'm really happy with the way it turned out when I switched to like a tinier sketchbook, because I just feel like it fits me more. I can take it with me, which I have been doing recently, and I think that's just so nice. And it is tinier, so it's not so scary to fill up a page, and I just feel more inspired by tiny sketchbooks and tiny things, which you may know if you have followed me for a long time, and seen like the tiny sketchbook series on my channel and stuff. I like to do that when I'm stressed, so I really love tiny things. But we can talk a bit about the drawing. So I really struggle with this guy, which you can probably tell because I had to redraw his upper body a ton of times just because it didn't look right to me. The proportions on guys I feel like are more difficult because they tend to be more boxy, if that makes any sense, or square is maybe more right to say. And so I decided to just cover it up with a shirt, and then I gave him like this shark fin, if that's what you call it, and so he's like a shark mermaid sort of thing, or merman, and I also gave him like this big messy hair. I didn't really intend for it to be that big, but it just happened, so I just went with it. And I think you can see like my head in some of the shots, and I'm sorry for that, but I just really had to lean in over the paper to see what I was doing because I had a lot more details on this one, and I just felt much more insecure about this drawing. I think it turned out fine. I wish I'd done something different on the coloring because I feel like it was kind of boring. And here you can see me just hiding that arm because I just felt like it felt unnatural to have it out in to the side and like pointing at the jellyfish. So I decided to put it behind him like you do when you're insecure about your arms. You just put it behind your back so you don't have to draw them, or you can put it behind the person's head or something. So basically I'm doing what I tell you guys not to do, which is hiding the arms, but I drew one arm, so I think that's fine. I drew a guy and I drew one arm on him, so that's a lot when it comes to me. So I think that you guys really get something from this video. And I am trying something new. I tried to like make this chain on the side of his tail, which also looks kind of weird. And then I started coloring his hair black, and then I realized that the fine liner was kind of small, so I switched to a big one. The problem with coloring like a big area with a fine liner is that it's probably going to smudge when you go in with color, especially if you are like me and don't want to wait for the marker to dry properly before you go in with your alcohol markers. And I tend to do this a lot. I really just don't like to wait. I just want to color and be done with it, especially if I'm filming, because I want the lighting to stay the same and I just want to be done with it so I can go on with my day, you know. And I don't know if you guys are impatient like me, but sometimes if I have a lot of time, I will let it dry properly, maybe overnight, for the best results, and especially with watercolors. But as you can probably tell, I didn't do that now. And so I just erased with my kneaded eraser, because it doesn't leave any dust on the paper, which is great if you are planning on coloring. You don't really want any dust on the paper, especially if you do markers, because dust from the eraser will get in the way and you will end up coloring the eraser dust instead of the paper, which is bad. And it just leaves like this clumpy texture on it, and it is not fun, especially with watercolors. And so kneaded erasers are just the best, and they're not that expensive, and they last a long time. You don't have to really switch them out until it gets like hard or difficult to erase with. The thing about them is that they absorb like the graphite from the pencils, yes. I think that's what they're called. But that basically means that when the eraser is done, it is kind of hard to erase, but it doesn't stretch as much, and it is, you can really feel it. So you can use your eraser for like, I don't know, a couple of years maybe, if you don't erase that much. Sometimes only 1 year, sometimes maybe a month if you use it very often. I tend to keep mine for a long time, even when they're supposed to be changed. And you can find ones that are really inexpensive, which I love. And so how much an eraser costs doesn't mean that it's better, it just means that it is expensive. So I think you should try it out if you like to color, and if you have a problem with like the eraser dust or having it on a desk, like especially that I don't like having eraser dust on my desk. I just think that is just not nice. I really like to have like a clean desk. I don't have a clean desk right now, but I like to have a dust-free desk at least. And I also feel like it is more nice to sit and draw where you're not breathing in eraser dust all the time. Because one thing is that markers smell, and you can kind of get a headache if you color with markers for too long, if you have like alcohol markers, which is kind of bad. But I think it is worth it for the result. I think alcohol markers are just so amazing, and I love them obviously, but sometimes, especially when I'm filming, I just want to film in one go, and when I'm filming in one go and then having to breathe in like this alcohol ink, I really don't spend that much time coloring. So that's why this coloring is kind of basic, but I think it is fine, and I think you get the idea. So I just drew this guy with like a chest that he's leaning on, just for some interest, and also because it didn't make sense that he was like leaning on something, unless there was something there. And then I'm coloring in the girl, just basic with the turquoise skin color, or green, call it whatever you want, and then the pink tail, which I really like that contrast, and then with the purple top, it is amazing. And then I also colored her pet jellyfish, and just some of the background and stuff, and then I am basically done. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Keep on drawing, and bye bye.